What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy Ray's Hell Zell back again with another video, and I'm gonna be going over, you know what I'm saying, the 2025 roster projection. Um, we got some. Most of these guys you already know gonna make the team, but I got a couple in there that I want to sprinkle in that I think will, end up making the team or will fall just short. So let's hop right into it. Let's get straight into it. We're gonna start off with the QBs. We're gonna start off with the QBs. I got us keeping two. Obviously, Jaden and Marcus are making the cut. I just haven't seen enough from um the QBs that we had. I mean, with Josh Johnson out there, he made it's like he take two steps forward, you know what I'm saying, and then take three steps back. And Sam Hartman isn't any better. He's not any better at all, in my opinion. It's actually worse. Both of those quarterbacks are just trash to me. It's just no reason to be forcing two bad quarterbacks on the roster at this point. If Jaden Daniels can't go, and if Marcus Mariota can't go, we can find somebody. But at that point, the season's done with, right? We don't really need to be fighting or anything, but fighting for anything else if those two can't go, right? But it's just at this point, if we add Sam Hartman or Josh Johnson, to me that just feels like we're just taking another roster spot. I mean, now they do have the emergency QB that doesn't actually take up a roster spot. Maybe we keep one of them on that emergency QB spot, but at this point, to actually keep him on a roster, it just doesn't make any sense. It's almost like we're just having them just to have them. Like we could be using that space for another player that can actually, add something to the team. So right now I just got us keeping two. So moving on to the running backs. Bill, you know what I'm saying? Bill, I think he's going to be our lead back, but we're going to be going by committee. All these guys are going to get significant carries, in my opinion, at some point in the season. But I got Bill, Chris Rodriguez, Austin Eckler, and Jeremy McNichols. See us keeping four. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone, as all these guys, they are, none of these guys can do pretty much what the other guy is here for. Bill is our more elusive back, probably the fastest back in the on the roster, running back on the roster. He's a lot versatile, just like Austin Eckler. But Austin Eckler is getting up there in age. We're probably going to we can use him in kickoff returns again this season. He specializes, in my opinion, in catching the ball out of the backfield. Chris Rodriguez, he's going to be our quote unquote, bruiser back. We don't really have one, but he can do a lot of the things that Brian Robinson Jr. did. So he's going to be running the ball mostly in between the tackles, in my opinion, and he's going to be like the short yardage back. And Jeremy McNichols, he's our Swiss Army knife as well, but he specializes in passing plays. He's probably our best blocking running back. And he also plays special teams as well. So all these guys are going to be needed on, not just on offense, but special teams as well. And they do things that, none of the other running backs specialize in. They all have their specialty, as I will put it. So these are the four running backs I have making the team. Casimir Allen and Demetric Felton, they don't make the team. I feel like we can have them on the practice squad for depth, just in case someone gets injured. Moving on to wide receivers. This might be a little bit different than how people have it, but obviously Terry, Debo, Noah Brown, Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey is our fifth wide receiver. Now, I heard some people talking about, man, Luke McCaffrey, he hasn't shown enough. We might as well not even keep him. We're keeping Luke McCaffrey. He does a lot, even though he blocks his ass off, first of all, on offense. He blocks his ass off. And it shows because he does usually do a good job at blocking his ass off and getting people free, especially on those screen plays. And he also plays special teams as well. I mean, when he had to do the kick returns last season, he's not the fastest guy, but he didn't do a bad job. You know what I'm saying? So I think he makes the team. Now, Ja'Cory Brooks, I did have him like a fringe for the sixth wide receiver spot, but in my mind, we can keep him on the practice squad. I don't think anyone's coming to the practice squad to grab up Ja'Cory Brooks, in my opinion. But I think we can keep him on the practice squad and bring him up if need be. So I got us keeping 5 wide receivers right now and Ja'Cory Brooks on the practice squad. Um, we had Michael Gallup in there. No, he's not making the team. I just haven't seen, and it's not funny because I honestly wanted to see him make the team. When he was in Dallas, he used to kill us in Dallas, and I wanted to see him get back to that point, but it hasn't come into fruition so far. Since he's been with us, he's been hurt. He's been battling a hamstring. When he's been out there, he's just really been mediocre. I just don't see the reason why he should be the sixth receiver. KJ Osborne was another guy I was thinking about making the squad as well. Um, and I can honestly see if him making the squad, you know what I'm saying? But just right now, this is who I think should make the squad. Because he does a lot of good things too. I mean, he does play special teams. He can be that backup punt return guy behind Jalen Lane. Um, but I just haven't seen enough from KJ Osborne to really feel like he's better than any of these guys on here, or even Ja'Cory Brooks, to be honest, as a wide receiver. Um, Also, we had Chris Moore. Chris Moore's not making the team. He dropped too many passes. He's an older vet guy, but he's just not making the team in my opinion. I don't see that him making the team. Jacoby Jones going to the practice squad. Tay Martin though. Tay Martin was an interesting one. Because I think he did flash a little bit in the little time that he's been here. Um, but I just don't think he did enough to really break that sixth receiver spot, and I think he could be a practice squad wide receiver as well. So shout out to Tay Martin, man. I did see some good things from him, but these is who the wide receivers that I have making the squad. Tight ends: Zach Ertz, John Bates as our top two tight ends. We got Ben Sinnott and we got Colston Yankov. Colston Yankov had that big catch this past weekend against the Ravens. So that was good to see from him. But Ben Sinnott, I would love to see more from Ben Sinnott. Um, I just haven't really. I don't know. So I just you just haven't seen enough from him. But I think he still has done enough to make this team. Of course, he's in his second year. We'll see how the season goes. But Ben Sinnott and Kostin Yankov, I think, um, are our 2, 3, and 4 tight ends that we keep on this roster. We also have Lawrence Cager, um, who hasn't really been bad in my opinion. I just haven't seen enough. Now I don't know what the practices are looking like when the coaches are looking at them, but I just don't think you can put Lawrence Cager above Colson or Ben Sinnott. Same with Cole Turner. Cole Turner's probably been our worst. And he's been here for a while with the Ron Rivera era. So I just don't see them keeping Cole Turner or Lawrence Cager or keeping more than 4 tight ends above Ben Sinnott and Colson Yakoff. I feel like Ben Sinnott and Colson Yakoff have done enough to get that third and fourth spot, and the other two just haven't done enough to overtake those spots. So these are where I have a tight end. Linebackers. Obviously, we got Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. Now, Jordan McKee has been injured, but the coaches continue to rave about him. They continue to speak highly of him. They continue to talk about the ways that they want to use him. He's like our type of weapon X, should you say, in the linebacker room. Like he's like, our secret weapon. But as long as he can be healthy, I feel like he's going to contribute. So he's definitely making the team. Cayman Jono has shown a lot. And this preseason, he's learning. He's fast to the ball. He could probably work on his tackling skills and still reading offenses and knowing but that's gonna come with the game. That's gonna come with the game. I think he definitely makes his team as I can't remember if he's a fifth or sixth round pick, but I think he definitely makes his team. Nick Ballore obviously is going to make this team. We just signed him back. He's one of our special teams ace. So I feel like he's there to make the team. Now, I got us keeping Ale Cajo. I just loved what we've seen from him on the defensive end to the point where I think he's played himself into a roster spot, in my opinion. I know we brought in Duke Riley. Duke Riley looked okay, But that Ravens game with Alec Kyle, he leads the team in tackles this preseason. Like he's always finding a way to be around the ball, and those are the guys that you want. And I think they're going to want on the team. So I think we end up keeping 6 linebackers. I think Nick Ballore and Ale Cajo find a way to get on to the squad. Um, Moving on though. So I got to keep it 6 linebackers. Cornerbacks: Marshawn Lattimore, Trey Amos, Mikey Sanders, still Jonathan Jones, Noah Igbenogany. I think this group is very straightforward. I mean, like these are guys who are going to contribute. These are guys who are going to contribute. They had Noah I out there a lot this preseason. I guess they just wanted to see him, and he played really well when he was out there. I don't know why they had him out there for so long, because he played well for us last year as well. But they had him out there a lot. I mean, Carlin Vigors as well. He's not making the team. Bobby Price not making the team. Like these guys are they're just not going to make the team, unfortunately, because for one, I don't see us keeping more than 5 cornerbacks. No one's, and Noah Igbenogany can also play special teams if you need him to. He's returned. He's kick return before, and they had him back there at some of the practices as well. But Carlin Vigors and Bobby Price, we're not keeping more than 5 in my opinion. And also, they've just been bad. They just haven't flashed in the preseason. They just look terrible, damn near, to be honest with you. And I had to call guys out because these guys do this at a high level. I just talk about the sport, you know what I'm saying? But from what I see, it just was bad, it just wasn't good. So I just don't see a world where they make the team, unfortunately. So these are, and I do think this is a very good cornerback room, in my opinion. I think these guys are all really good. And having Noah I as your 5th string cornerback is a plus, is a very plus. I think our cornerback room is very deep this year. Moving on, safeties. I got us keeping 5 safeties. Quan Martin, of course, Will Harris. Will Harris looked good when he was out there. Jeremy Reeves looked good. I speak highly of Jeremy Reeves because he looks really good every time we put him on the field. I think he's going to be our 3rd safety out there. Tyler Owens looked solid when he was out there, and Percy Butler. Now, Percy Butler, I was on the fringe, but keeping him, man. But I mean, we did re-sign him. He also plays special teams as well. You know how AP and Dan Quinn like the guys who play special teams. They're going to be here. That is a plus. They speak highly of special team guys. If you can play special teams, and you can do enough on the defensive side or the offensive side, they're going to want to keep you because you are versatile. So that's why I got Percy Butler here, in that spot. Hopefully we don't have to see him a lot because he does take bad angles. He is very fast, but he does take bad angles when I see him out there on the field, and he got some things to learn, but he's a solid special teams player. And the fact that we just re-signed him, I feel like they want to see what they expect him to be here as well. So this is who I got in my safety room. Offensive tackles: Laramie Tunsil, of course, Josh Connolly, right tackle, Andrew Wiley. Right now, and Andrew Wiley might be more of a guard. We're gonna move him around a lot. He can play guard, he can play tackle, he can play almost everything. But I think him and George Fant are going to be our swing tackles. If Andrew Wiley has to play guard, George Fant is going to be our swing tackle. Now, George Fant, we just brought him out here. He's a wily, skillful veteran. Played a lot of football. And I think they like him. I think they like him. They brought him in here knowing he wasn't going to really play out in the preseason. So I think they're going to end up keeping him, knowing that. They don't need to see much. So I think this is who we go with for our 4 tackles this season. And I think this is a solid group. Josh Connolly continues to learn. He looks good out there. He's been impressing in the running game. We already know he can pass block, but seeing him in the running blocking game has been a plus. So I think he will start week 1 as our right tackle. So this is what I have: tackles. And now guards: Brandon Coleman, Nick Allegretti, Chris Paul, Trent Scott. Now you may notice that Sam Cosmi is not on this list. I was on the borderline of thinking, maybe he'll get off the pup list before the 53-man roster, but now I just feel like they don't rush it. I feel like they don't rush it. I feel like he starts the season on the pup list, but he gets off of it at some point during the season, early on in the season, and he'll be back as early as week 5. I think he'll be back week 5, but they just don't want to rush it at this point. They don't want to rush it if ACL tail for offensive lineman. So I don't think he gets off the pup list. So he's not on the initial 53 man. He's on the pup list. But this is solid right here. Now moving on to centers, we only got 2 centers, but Nick Allegretti can also play center as well. So when Cosme comes back and we got Brandon Coleman on the other end, Nick Allegretti, I think, will slide in as our backup center because Michael Dieter is ass. He's ass in my opinion. To be honest, he's just not good. Every time we had to put him in last season, he just didn't look good. The Saints game, he just didn't look good. I think there's another game he played in, he just didn't look good. It's just, I think it was the Falcons game, just looked bad, bro. Like this looked like he wasn't calling out the right projections as a center. He couldn't block that well. I don't believe in him, bro. And I'm not trying to shit on him, but I would rather not have to put him on the field. But who else do we have as a backup at center right now? Like I said, Nick Allegretti can play, but we need him. We're going to probably be using him to start at right guard, unless we have Andrew Wiley start at right guard. Then he could be backup center. But right now, Michael Dieter's probably going to make this team. Hopefully, he took a next step this season, but it was bad last season, man. So these 2 I got at center. Defensive tackles. This is another interesting one because I don't have Eddie Goldman making the team. I just haven't seen enough from Eddie Goldman. He's getting up there. I think he has already retired once. And I've seen enough from Sheldon Day to put him above him. He plays with more energy, I feel like. But Deron Payne, Javon Kinlaw, Jer'Zhan Newton, those are going to be our 3 solid interior linemen. And I think those are really good, really solid interior linemen for us. And this Sheldon Day is our 4th one. Even when Sheldon Day had to come in last year, I think he played honorably. Like he played really, really well for what the circumstances were. He coming off the practice squad, coming in when I can't remember his name, but we released him and he went to go play for the Vikings. When he was injured last season, Sheldon Day came in and played really, really well. Well, not really, really well, but he played solid. He played solid enough to, I think, make the team this year. He has played well this preseason as well. So these are the 4 defensive tackles that I think we're going to keep. And I'm really excited for Jer'Zhan Newton because when Jer'Zhan was out there, especially in that first game, he looked good. So these are the 4 defensive tackles. I think we keep defensive end. Von Miller, Dorrance Armstrong, Dietrich Wise, Jacob Martin, and Cleveland Ferrell. Now, Cleveland Ferrell, because I felt like I ended up putting him on a 53 because I think the team is going to put him on a 53. I don't think he's better than anybody on. I would rather have Javon John Baptiste than Cleveland Ferrell. He's just been banged up. I don't really necessarily like what I see. He's up, like he's a good locker room guy. Like he's a good veteran. Like he's a good leader. But I want to see what Javonte John Baptiste has. The only reason why I don't have Javonte John Baptiste really above Cleveland Ferrell is because I just named about Cleveland Ferrell. He's a leadership guy, locker room type guy. But also Javonte's been injured, bro. We haven't really gotten a chance. Like maybe if he flashed a little bit and he wasn't injured this preseason, he could probably get up there and take that spot from Cleveland. But right now, I think Javonte is on the practice squad, and I think he could live there until we need him. I don't know if another team is willing to really. I don't know if he showed enough for another team to really come and scoop him up. So I think he'll be good on the practice squad. Jacob Martin, I think we're gonna definitely keep him. He has good bend, very athletic around the edge, same as Von Miller. We already know what Dorrance Armstrong brings, and Dietrich Weiss, we know what we brought him in to do, which is stop the run on the edges, set the edge. So these are the defensive ends that I have for us in the 2025 season. Safeties. Did I go over safeties? Yeah, I went over safeties. I went over all these guys. Um, yeah, that's everything. All right, special teams. Last but not least, special teams. Man, Matt Gay, bro, he be scaring me, man. He be scaring me, bro. We need to bring in another kicker, man. We should have brought in a kicker competition. I know we didn't want to have to do this season because of what we went through last season. But bro, he be scaring me, man. He be scaring me, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully he could get it together. But Matt Gay be scaring me. We know what Tressway is, man. We got Tyler Hyde, long snapper, but man, Matt Gay is scary. I ain't gonna lie to you. A little iffy on that one, but this is the 53-man roster I think we will end up keeping. We're gonna see how close I am, and accurate I am, but this is who I think we are going to end up keeping. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if y'all agree with this video, if y'all agree with all my picks. Let me know if y'all would change some things, if y'all would do some things a little bit different. But yeah, man, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell because I will continue to post videos just like this in the future. I appreciate everyone for tuning in and viewing this video. Spread it around, man, get the word out. Because I love this team and this is what I love to do. But man, thank you. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day and peace out.